Hello, mate.
How you doing?
I'm good. Are you Australian?
No, I'm not Australian. That's really strange that you should say that because a lot.
I know now that you're English. I can hear it
I'm
now.
in Montreal, but probably about half the people that ask where I'm from think that I'm from Australia. Even
Except I got.
I'm
I
definitely
hate that.
Slovenian.
People always ask if I'm British, and I'm like, no, I'm Australian. And it's always Americans that ask that. But I only heard one word, to be fair. So I was like, he sounds Australian, but he's not. You're not.
I'm definitely not, but I've been to Australia a few times, but not enough to kind of pick up the accent.
Exactly. Eh?
So where are you?
I'm in Manchester right now.
In Manchester. Oh, so you're close to actually where I grew up because I'm from Chester, which is like about 45 minutes away from where you are.
Oh, true.
So we're here to talk about new music, which album's coming out. We've still got a few weeks at the time of speaking before this album drops. How do you feel in this period in between like the album all being done and dusted and just kind of waiting for people to hear it?
Right now I feel weird because I'm at home. We've got like some downtime, but generally speaking, I'm like super excited, but nervous as always. Fucking shaking in my boots.
Because it's been a strange time for everybody, obviously, but for you guys, you know, you had this second album that you obviously worked really hard on, and I bet you were just dying to just like take it around the world.
Yep.
And then we all know what happened next.
Yeah.
So a lot of people kind of retreated into their little bubble, and I've spoken to a lot of people who just kind of stopped playing music for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you react? What was your first reaction after everything kind of shut down and you couldn't take that record on the road?
My heart stopped, and it was weird because I live in Manchester with my partner, but all the band and everyone is still in Australia. So
Right.
I don't know how the fuck I finagled my way to be able to go back and forth throughout the 2 years, but I would have to spend like 6 months in each place, like at a time. And that was really hard, especially when I was in Australia, and like I went back specifically to do this record and like write it and everything. And then as soon as I got there, everything shut down. We had a tour as well, and that just like everything got shut down again. So I was just like, I literally can't catch a break here. Like this is ridiculous. And so I was like just living in my mum's basement for like 6 months, and it was like fucking hard. Like couldn't see my partner, and like I just felt so frustrated at everything, and it was a very hard time. Went to therapy and shit. Like I don't know. I know a lot of people had it way worse than I did, but for me it was just like my whole life felt like it was taken away and I couldn't do anything about it. So finally, when we did get to write like this record, I was like still so angry and everything. So that's why the record's like super like aggressive in a sense of like the general feeling of it is like just angst without sounding like a teenage brat, like just so that was my experience. It fucking sucked, and if anyone says it didn't, they're lying.
Yeah, for sure. You so you mentioned that you went to therapy. Was that the first time you tried that?
It was the first time I did it more regularly than I had previously.
Did it help?
It did, but then I went back to the UK like soon after as well. So I still felt like I couldn't like completely like do it for as long as I wanted to. But once I got back to the UK, I did feel a lot better because the record was finished. I had no like pressure on that anymore. And then like things were starting to like open up and everything was good again. So I was like feeling better, but I would like to go back, to be fair.
Yeah.
Still got some shit I got to dig out.
Obviously, we know that you went back in and started recording this new album. Mm-hmm. Was that kind of therapeutic as well? Like
always.
For the whole band?
Yeah. I don't know about the whole band, but I do definitely think the morale shifted once we had like a bunch of songs we were like really happy with and stuff. And I think it finally felt like we were able to like do stuff, even if they weren't 100% involved in the process of like writing it and everything. It's just nice to know that the cogs are like still moving and stuff. But yeah, I basically, because in Australia, like the laws were like, you can't go and see anyone or anything like that. And I'm talking literally last year, it was like that. So not too long ago. I don't know what is happening in my voice, but whatever. But yeah, I think, so basically, as I was saying, everything was locked down in Australia. So we weren't even sure if I could go to like write this record in person. And I'd already done so many Zoom sessions with people, and I was so sick of it, man. Like, there's crap. I say that, but Pity Party was written over Zoom, so I can't hate on it like too much. But like there's nothing that beats like just being in a room with someone. The same way with live music, like there's nothing that beats like actually playing in front of a crowd. You can look at numbers all day on your phone and it doesn't mean shit until you like go out and do it. So me and Stevie Knight, who we've done every record with so far, me and him just locked ourselves in his apartment for like 7 weeks, and we wrote and recorded everything. The guys came in to track their parts, obviously, like towards the end. But we were going mental, and it was awesome. And it was the first time I felt like I'm actually like living for a reason, if that makes any sense without sounding too dark. And yeah, it was great. So finally being able to like get all the emotions out and stuff into songs, which is something I've done my whole life anyway, because I don't really talk about my feelings. So the only way I express them is through writing. And that was like super therapeutic for me. And I felt a lot better once A, I gotten all that shit off my chest, and B, like we'd finally got something that was like really good and we were really excited about. So
being back on the road this year, you're going to kind of be promoting 2 albums almost.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the set list is like, the boys are like, well, we can't put too many like of the new songs in because still haven't done the Pink Elephant. And I'm like, fuck Pink Elephant, I'm over it. Like, I just want the new stuff. Like, it's really it's a confusing time to like play shows. Yeah.
But you've already been playing this year. So have you been playing much of the new album? Have you been dropping things that people don't know yet?
Yes, on the UK tour we played a song that no one knew and hasn't been released yet. And then we also, like, before we went on, we'd put another song like in the playlist that people would listen to, but they would have no idea what it is. But we'd just like play it every night, like over the speakers and stuff. But other than that, no, we haven't played like anything new really, besides the things that people have already heard.
So 4 singles so far. How do you choose which ones are going to go out?
You fight to the death until you until you pick. I don't know. I think usually we can kind of tell which ones. Pity Party was just 100% yes. Hair Out was a discussion and a half, because we were like, some people wanted another one, other people wanted another one, but I was like, nah, this one's the best. We have to release this one instead. So I won that round.
So is it just like what you feel like is the biggest songs, or do you like to drip out different kinds of songs to give it the feel of the album?
Yeah, I think that's what we like to do, especially with this record in particular, because it's so diverse. No one's going to know what to expect. Like the next single is, again, like just something else. So that's what we wanted to get across this time, was like, let's do like put our fingers in different pies, like in terms of singles and stuff, and show the scope of the record before it comes out. And we picked the best of what we thought represented that. But also they have to be a banger as well.
So of the songs that are not going to be released before the album, which are you most excited for people to hear that they haven't heard yet?
I was most excited for people to hear Hair Out, and that's come out now. I think the next one is going to be interesting. I don't know how it's going to go, whether people will love it or hate it. I'm not sure. And it's called Switch.
I think I know.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll hate it.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have heard the album. I have to say, it's magnificent. It's a big sounding album.
Yeah.
Like the production is so on point. It's also been described as an anti-concept album.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Pretty much I was sick of people asking me what the album was about. And I'm like, I'm not going to give you.
And now they're going to ask you about that.
Exactly. Now I know, fucked it. So yeah, everyone was just like, ask me what's it about, what's it about. I'm like, I don't fucking know this time. Like, there's no concept to it. I'm just like fucking angry, and these are my feelings, and I don't like trying to force like this huge artistic piece. I'm like, I've already written my entire fucking heart into a record. I don't want to like now pretend that it's something that it's not. So I was like, just fuck all that. Anti-concept, here we go. And now and that's kind of made it a concept in itself. So I'm just, you can't win, basically.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, my life's not linear. Like my feelings aren't, coming out in like ways where I can make a complete fucking huge piece of work that all interconnects and is like super like complex. It's just, these were my fucking feelings, like it or leave it. You know what I mean?
Are you the kind of person that likes people to interpret the songs in their own way, or you want to make it kind of clear exactly how you were feeling?
No, I love when people like have their own like things on it. It's sick because I write a lot in like metaphors and stuff, and I think a lot of the time a lot of people don't know what the fuck I'm actually talking about, which is kind of fun for me, but it just makes it like easier or better when they can like make their own interpretation of it and take their own piece of like what they think the song's about and like turn it into their own story. And I like that personally. I think that's mad.
And do people talk to you about their kind of interpretations of your lyrics?
Sometimes, yeah. More so when we were like touring and we were able to like meet people, they'd say it in person. And I always thought that was like, I don't know, it's just a cool like connection to feel like with people that listen to your music. It's awesome, and it makes you go, oh, okay, at least I listened to it.
Yeah. When you play these songs live, do they change much live, or are you trying to stay true to the album?
Sometimes they change. Like sometimes we'll like drag out or like extend certain parts in the song. Most of the time, because I can't get a breath in, so I'm like, boys, we just need to chill out here. Can we just extend this? But like generally speaking, we try and just do a live version of everything that you hear on the record. Like Potter tries to play as many parts as he can, like on the keyboard and stuff. And Jono's got like this thing on his drum kit with an SPD. It like has different like drum sounds on it and stuff. So we try and like emulate it as best we can off the record, but having actually playing the parts as well at the same time. So if I was allowed to just pick everything, I'd just put everything on tracks. Fuck it.
Yeah, I think it'd work with you guys. Like it's like your sound is very precise in a lot of ways, and I think that's one of its strengths. And it obviously has all these kind of different influences. I mean, I'm hearing like even like bits of drum and bass kind of influences on some of the songs on the album, which I love. So I'd be excited to see how these work live for sure. You're going to be in Montreal in June on the 14th. You're going to be at Fairmount.
Yeah.
Fairmount's a really great venue to play, so that's going to be a really, really good show. What for you, like when you get off stage at the end of a set, what for you makes the perfect gig?
You mean like while we're playing or when I'm off?
Well, just when you come off stage and you just think, oh, that couldn't have gone any better. That was just amazing. Like what is it that makes that perfect gig?
100% the crowd. I don't care if I played shit or if the guys played shit. All I want to see is like people having fun and people singing and like crowd surfing and doing whatever the hell like makes them happy. That's what makes me feel so good. And that's where I'm like, that was a mad show. And all the guys come off being like, that was so shit. I played so bad. I'm like, now was the best. Look how rowdy everyone was. Because like you're there to put on a show, and if people are like showing their enjoyment by like moving around and doing stuff and like yelling in your face, I think that's like all you can ask for, really. You know what I mean? Like you can play a great show and no one will move. Like it's all about the crowd for me. All about it.
Cool. Now on this album, you've got a couple of collaborations again. How does that work? Do you write with somebody in mind, or you write the song and then go, who's going to do? How can this work with somebody?
I think generally we write the song and then we try and think if we can, like, if it needs something else to like bring it to life a little more. And then we go out and hustle and find people that we want on the record and put them on. But I don't think we've ever really written a song specifically for like a feature, because I think that kind of like stops you writing the best song or the song that you want to write. So I think like at the end of the day, like when you have a feature, like someone can come in and they can write their own part. I don't care about that. It's more so like from the get-go, I just want to make sure this song is like exactly what we want to do ourselves before anyone else like lifts it. So yeah, that's that on that.
And do you have any kind of people on your wish list that you'd like to collaborate with?
Someone old school would be sick. I don't know. I'm weird.
Go on, dream big.
But what if they're dead? I don't know.
That's going to be harder, obviously, but
I would love to hear like Janis Joplin or someone like on a record of ours. That would be fucking mad, but obviously rest in peace. But yeah, I don't know. And that would make my mum so happy as well. And I want to get my dad on a track one day because he plays guitar and I want him to solo. I want him to do a little shred.
You should absolutely make that happen.
We're going to do it. We've put a venue in our head in Sydney that we want to sell out one day. If it sells out, I'm going to bring him on stage and he can play a song with us. Like, that's one of my ultimate goals. Be sick.
Amazing. Well, I hope you get to go out and play plenty of shows this year because it feels like you've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you in Montreal.
Yes, fuck, you're coming, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I'll say hi if I see you about.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, I think big things that are about to happen. I know big things have been happening, but it feels like everything's about to explode for you guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, well, give my love to Manchester. I assume it's raining.
I will. I'll see. It's not actually. It's sunny today.
Wow. Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks very much for spending time with me. It's been really nice talking to you.
You're all good. You too. See you later.
All right.